I had to take a moment, step back, and before I done this video. Got all that pink stuff back there. Well, anyway, and I knew I wanted to do a review video on this because it's been controversial. And here is my ticket right here. I'm getting in close. Hope my camera will work. I will turn it around so you can see it more clearly. Oh, well, so much for wanting to see more clearly. Oh, God, I'm bringing it down. Okay, here we go. Little Mermaid. South Point, yeah, that's where I went. I'm looking for the date. Here's all the information on here. I saw the movie, the new version of The Little Mermaid. And because I believe that if you're going to do a review, I think it's very important to show evidence and proof that you actually saw the movie. Hi, Jack. Thank you for the compliments. Very sweet of you. I will be coming back live later today. I'm going to get my Barbie tattoo retouched, all the color. So I want to show you this, that I did see the movie. I went with a friend. I actually came live here on YouTube. So I had to take a couple days to really let it sink in, think over everything I saw in the movie, the singing, how it sounded, all of that. Now, just to show you, I have two of the dolls. I had these dolls way before the movie come out. I have the mermaid version of her. I got her hair in a ponytail. It's beautifully thick and done. Actress. Very much like the actress. Not like the one at shopdisney.com, but the Mattel doll looks very much like the actress. I love the thick fullness of her hair. So, where do we start? Let's start with the introduction. As you see in the introduction of the movie, oh, spoiler alert, okay? It starts with you seeing a view of the ocean waves, the white ocean waves, crisp, clear, white ocean waves. Beautiful, magnificent. First of all, I want to say that I have viewed, of course, the cartoon. I think most of us grew up with it. We have the Ariel dolls that are based on the cartoon. The movie takes place in the Caribbean, so I think it's only fitting to have a girl who fits that area of the Caribbean, and all of her sisters were from the seven seas, which gives reason why they would have different ethnicities. I've seen different versions like Mermaids and The Little Mermaid. You can do through Google, you can do YouTube search. So when I went to see this, before I went to go see this movie, my first thing was this. I'm not going expecting to see a live version of a cartoon. That's my appointment. I was going with an open mind because I love mermaids, period. And I took her with me. A lot of it, I really enjoyed a majority of the movie. And I didn't go by what other people's opinions were, whether they liked it or didn't like it. I wanted to go for my own experience. And I sat with my icy, my cherry icy, and I was enjoying it. I loved it. I thought it was, I think the actress did an amazing job. I was expecting her hair to have more going on with it, but it was as if of course, a real person was jumping at the water and jumped on a rock. Your hair is going to be flat to you because it's wet. Let me see what else. When she was singing A Part of Your World, her vocals were highly amazing, except when she was going, Wish I Could Be. It was kind of like beep, and then it stopped. It wasn't like beep with a little, as it would slowly come to an end. I was expecting that. That would have went much better. She does have the vocal potential of doing that. But then also, she was doing as instructed with singing her part of the movie. I loved the fact that there was a variety of people who represented all over the world. This is a movie that is international. It's going to be shown all over the world. I really enjoyed the fact of seeing people who represented the people we would see walking down the street, going to the mall, or going shopping. We see people of all different skin tones and walks of life and shapes and sizes. So I found that refreshing. I enjoyed it. Um, what one part I thought, oh God, Melissa McCartney as Ursula was incredible. The actor who plays Eric, um, his singing was good, but then I think it went about 20 seconds too long because I was like, okay, make him shut up, please. So I was happy when his song ended. Um, the actress who plays Vanessa, which is the human version of Ariel, did an incredible job. Her expressions with the eyes, and then when she's on the ground, going to get back up after Ariel and Vanessa had that quarrel fight over her voice, and Ariel broke the shell, broke the curse, and was going to get her voice back. Hair is giving. Thank you, darling. Um, Dixie, Dixie, Dixie. Um, I thought that when her expression, when the camera zoomed in on her, she was like, no! With the big eyes and making the face. I was like, oh God, yeah, she's good. Um, I thought the movie opened two can of worms. Maybe they should have left it closed because we don't know if we're going to get a prequel or a sequel, or maybe nothing at all. Because in the live action movie, it discussed that Eric was, as a child, baby, was in a shipwreck and was adopted by the queen. And so, that was like, okay, that's something we never heard of before. That's new. That's a whole nother story. So I was like, God, I hope they're not opening up little things like this, and then we never get details about it. The second part was, it was that part, and then what was the second part? It was another part. It was a part I just had it a minute ago in my head, and then yeah, the part about him being like that, being adopted, and that's how he became a prince. That's not in the cartoon. That is in the live action movie. Um, oh, her hair. So I love hair. Y'all know, I mean, I grew up around women of color. I grew up around hair extensions, braids, twists, all of it. I grew up mostly around women of color as a kid. In school, my friends, where we lived. I grew up in a very, um, I grew up in a lot of diversity, as in culture with people of different nationalities. All of my friends were women of color. And what I felt about her hair, well, when she was out of water, it was dry. You could see where they took her twist and her locks, and you could see where they, to me, it looked like a cheap synthetic hair fiber, like from the beauty supply store, like some braiding hair, and they took a blonde and twist around. It wasn't. It was like $150,000 in hair. They could have done better than that. You know what I mean? Um, I think instead of, but looking at it more of a realistic perspective, they were giving her more of a strawberry blonde look with the length. But I think that they could have ended up with some more colors with that. They could have done a better job with doing her hair, her locks, because it did a mixture of keratin tips, extensions mixed with her locks. Um, because the way her locks are right now, doing the promotion, her hair is dark, it's beautiful, it's slick back, going up into locks that are coming down. I wish they'd have done that look That would have been so much prettier. And as Ariel being a princess, her father is a king, I would have expected her to have her hair nice and twisted smoothly and beautifully. Um, yes, I agree. I think uh, Willa is saying she wished her hair was more red, like Rihanna or Jessica Rabbit vibes. I think the color she had, I think if they'd have took a little less blonde and maybe put in something more reddish, blended in with those three colors, would have given a more realistic look because it's live action movie. I thought that would have looked really, really good. Um, the woman, Haley Bailey, who plays Ariel, I think she's beautiful. I think she fits. I love the music scene. Before they get to the part where it's Kiss the Girl, they go to this musical dancing, variety of people, street vendors selling stuff, and she goes, "Wow!" with the horses. I mean, there were so many aspects that were taken from the cartoon, and it was like, "Oh wow!" They turned this from a cartoon, boom, into live action. It was a lot of parts that were like that, so much, and very well done with that. I think with editing, yes, the girl played Vanessa. She was good. She was beautiful. Um, Even she could have she would have made a good Ariel as well. But I feel that with Haley being Ariel, I think it was an amazing decision. I think it was a good decision. Why I think that? Simple. We need more ethnic representation in our Disney princesses, but also in our movies that we watch that are for children. Um, Elsa, if they did a live action of Elsa, no, I don't think that would work. But with Ariel, it worked. It was really good. Um, we live in a world where I've seen too many videos. I've seen too many. I grew up where all of my friends, when we grew up when I was a kid, all of my friends were girls of color. And their Barbies were white with blonde hair. And they didn't get the white Barbie, except for one of my friends, Cecil. And she had a black Barbie that was passed down to her from her older sister. And oh my God, when she brought it to school for a field trip, I thought that was the most beautiful Barbie doll I'd ever seen. So I'm happy to see this representation because young girls feel that the Caucasian doll with blonde hair and blue eyes was prettier. Why? Because that's what we see more of in movies and things like that. So for us to have an Ariel who is more ethnic, I think it's beautiful. I love it because we need young African American girls to see these things in movies, in kids' movies, so that it can build up self esteem so that they don't feel second best. I think it's very important that there's representation for everyone. But I feel that young African American women and girls have been suppressed for decades. And I was happy to see people of color more represented in our movies so that young African American girls can feel confident in who they are as a child, but also feel that they can get a doll of color and feel like, oh my God, I've got something special. Oh my God, she looks like me. And, um, they can be happy and they can enjoy collecting and playing with a doll that has their skin tone and that they can relate to on that level. So I think with the actress having locks, hair that represents the style and the look of young women of color, it's very important. So I was very happy with that. Um, for me, as a person in general, I see beauty in women of all skin shades, all shades. I don't believe blue eyes and blonde hair. It's a typical thing. I Googled What is the number one hair color? So I felt very comfortable and confident with doing my hair by black because this is who I am. Um, I was born as a kid, as a little girl. I had dark hair. As y'all see me for years, you know my hair's been black, and then I would dye it, bleach it, color it. But I don't see representation of dolls that look like me. I never have. And I think it's what gave myself insecurity because, I like Snow White, but Snow White has brown eyes. She doesn't look like me. There isn't one that looks like me. I had a Barbie doll. I have a Barbie doll back here, and I feel like she represents me. Bill Greening designed her, and I have three. I'm taking one to Barbie convention for him to sign for me. I can't wait to take pictures with him. I've been having conversations with him on Instagram. I'm going to grab this doll real quick. I'm sitting on the floor, so just excuse me. I'll back myself up. So for me to find Barbie dolls like this one, and then the Barbie extra with the long black hair, but the Barbie extra long black hair has brown eyes, and she represents that. So even with me, I'm not seeing movies. The closest movies I see where someone who looks similar to my look is Transformers with Megan Fox. We can I can see that. So this Barbie, I like it. She has blue and lavender eyes, lavender eyeshadow, pale skin, and she has the long black hair and she has bangs. So me seeing Barbie dolls with the lighter skin, the black hair, and eyes that are colored like mine, I'm like, yay, she looks like me. So I can totally relate to that. I can see how young girls of color would feel to be able to go and see a Disney movie like The Little Mermaid, and they can go in and watch this and be happy and feel like, oh my God, she looks like, it's a feeling of happiness and joy that I can't describe because I experience it. And it's overwhelming to see a character that can represent you in movies. So I think it's very cool. And yes, Jay, I am familiar with the movie of Cinderella with Brandy and Whitney Houston. I have the DVD, but they never made dolls of that. They didn't make dolls that represented it. In the movie, I don't know when it came out. I don't know how it was put out there. Now, saying about the movie, my experience with the movie, watching it in the theater. Are you ready for this? Seriously, are you ready for what happened? In Durham, North Carolina, I went to South Point Mall Cinema, and beside me was a young boy and his mother. They were watching the movie, and both of them were of color, and they were not into the movie at all. They they didn't like it. They felt that Ariel should have looked like more represented like the cartoon that they grew up with, and they and I was really shocked at that. I saw 4 or 5 other people of color get up and leave the theater. Caucasian, Hispanic people, they stayed. A group of 5 teenagers, they stayed. And there were other people as well, but they were Caucasian, they stayed. But I was shocked at the amount of about 4 to 6 um, family members, like they just got up and left. And I'm talking about in the middle, in the beginning, middle part of the movie, they left. And it just left me thinking, wonder why they didn't like it. But as the mother and her little son were going in front of us, she was like, I ain't watching this mess. I'd rather watch cartoon. Those were her exact words. So, I thought to myself, I knew that there were a lot of people hating on the movie, but I was assuming majority of these people were like mid-America Caucasian people who did not want to see this iconic Disney character being portrayed as a woman of color. When I went to the movie, first of all, I was thinking, oh, how, when I first heard about The Little Mermaid and the actress who was going to be portraying Ariel, my first thought was, okay, how are people going to take this in? And what I think in the movie, I think whoever edited, there were some things that could have been edited better. There was too many scenes showing the water and then a view of the castle from a distance. That was uncalled for. They didn't need to show all that. Um, King Triton, when he come up from the water, it looked like someone in just a costume with their head above water. It's easy looking. And then in the end, when you see all the merfolk and the people from the castle, merfolk coming up out of the water, stuff like that, it looked very cosplay. I think that edited view could have been done differently at a different angle, things like that, to really enhance the experience. That was on the director, not the actors. The movie left you like, okay, that was cute, but usually most Disney movies or things like that leave you feeling with feeling. And I left without a feeling. I watched Frozen 2 twice. And I left with the, oh my God, I love it even more. It left you with something. This was the first time I saw a Disney movie and it left me without a feeling. Now, that is due to the director's cut, the way the movie was cut and pieced together. Um, so that has nothing to do with the actors at all. Um, is the movie worth watching? Absolutely. Oh my gosh, yes, there's action, there's some of everything. Wait, one thing. Um, certain things could have been edited out. I believe that we should have been able to see the scene. I was expected to see the scene where Ariel comes down in the pink dress, sitting at the table to eat, doing a dingle hopper with her hair. That wasn't there. She used a dingle hopper, but she used it in the marketplace. And the woman who was the original voice of Ariel was the one who gave her, says, you might be needing this. Gives her the dingle hopper. So, with those things being said, I do want to get the Blu-ray. I love my dolls from the movie. By the way, one other thing that got me, the blue dress was beautiful. It looks good. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh my God, I think that's good. Dixie, stop it. Um, I think that her dress could have been better. And then I don't understand why they showed this dress. And then they showed it where it was thrown into the water. And when her father lets her become human, I was expecting her to be in this ultra glam gown, like in the movie. You know what I mean? Beautiful evening gown and stuff like that. And then she go walk across water, not like Jesus, but you know what I mean? I was expecting her to walk, to have that look coming up out of the water. But instead, Eric turns around and she's got this on, but when she has it on, it's torn, it's raggedy looking. Um, so give me that. You are not going to be biting my Barbie doll. Girl, I don't play with, stop it, Dixie. I ain't playing with you. So I felt like when he turned around, he should have seen a version of her looking like the girl of his dreams. She should have been looking like the princess that she is in the cartoon. They should have gave her those outfits. They should have gave her that look. So like I said, this is not on the actor's part. This is on the director. The director did this. That being said, in the cartoon, she's getting married in this beautiful white wedding dress. She has the wedding. They did not give us a wedding. We got no wedding. We got her wearing this pink dress, which was pretty on her. The girl has an amazing figure. She can look good in anything. She's got a beautiful face. she's just a beautiful actress. She really is. I look forward to seeing her in many more movies, hopefully. But I feel that Disney did it wrong because they should have gave her her wedding dress, not the pink one. They should have put her in a wedding dress like the cartoon and had Eric wearing that white suit with the royal blue pants. Dixie, I'm about to throw you away somewhere. You're gonna be staying with Mama for a while, Poopsie. Okay, so these are things you have to understand. I am a huge Disney Ariel fan. Okay, I have a lots of Ariel dolls, including comforter and towels and throws, everything. Ariel was my favorite Disney princess, and then Elsa came along and froze her in time and took over my life. But Ariel, anyway, but these are things from the live action movie that they should have done, and they had time to do it. They could have edited out other things. Come on now, some of you who saw the movie, you saw where they were showing the big water, showing the image of a castle. They could have edited that whole part out. We didn't need it, okay? We didn't need it at all. I think with her sisters, instead of, the part they showed her sisters around where they're looking for Ariel, that was great. But they should have showed a part where Ariel like was in love and her and her sisters in the bed like waking up and making all them sounds, and they should have showed it where Ariel was staring in the mirror, gazing and doing her hair and all that kind of stuff. That should have been in there. Um, those were very important parts of the cartoon that we loved. It was the realism. Her sisters should have been more. They should have been more important. There were things that they could have left out and added in, and really made it pop, boom, even more. As for the actors, they did their job. They did an incredible job. It was just editing. The director, the way they edited it could have been better. Totally. Is it worth seeing? Absolutely. Go. Go to the movies and watch it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. And they have a huge display. And I took her with me. I took the mermaid version with me to the movies. Yes, I did. I did not. I don't care what people think of me, okay? Everyone's entitled to their opinion. So I took her with me. And I took pictures with her in front of the huge display. My friend took pictures of me in front of the display with her. Um, oh, another thing that stuck with me. So after the movie, the group of teenagers, there were 5 teenagers, and they were leaving, and I loved it. Um, one of the boys in the group was telling his friend, saying, "You know what? I loved it." He was like, "There's no racism. It doesn't racism that don't even exist anymore. That's just something people making up nowadays." He's like, "All the people watching this, and then the way that movie was, and he's like, ain't no racism no more. That stuff gone. Ain't no that." Um, I enjoyed hearing um, these group of teenagers saying that. And they were teenagers, they were African American. So I personally like that because it gave them a sense of comfort and security and not feeling that we're still living in the days of Martin Luther King Jr. Um, and the things I'm talking about can be very taboo. But for me, never been a, I've never had a problem with anyone's race. I see people as people. We are all human beings. And I believe that when people go to see this movie, instead of judging The Little Mermaid based on the quality, the character's ability to deliver and do a good job of acting. So overall, due to the things I think that should have been added in and some of the things that should have been just cut out that weren't necessary, especially the part about, Eric being found in a shipwreck and was adopted, that should have been left out. That makes no sense. That should have been left out, and something else should have been added in, such as the breakfast scene when Sebastian crawls back onto Ariel's plate off of his plate. Imagine that kitchen, this man trying to get this crustacean. Sotolo, I have missed one. Oh my goodness. If we had have had that part of the movie, it would have been American. It would have been just amazing. Well, happy birthday, Rebecca. Everyone say happy birthday to Rebecca. Send her birthday wishes. I hope you have an amazing birthday. I hope, if you haven't seen the movie yet, I hope you get a chance to see it for your birthday. That'd be a fun birthday present. And get the doll. That would be awesome. What? Wow. Wow. I wasn't expecting you to put your age up. I didn't know I had people. Wow, that's awesome. I hope I live to be, you know, 70 years young. You know, I hope I have that privilege. Wow, awesome. I hope you've had 70 wonderful, happy years. Yes. And I hope God will bless me with that many and more. Wish you happy birthday, and I wish you many, many more. Okay. So, that's all of my, oh, surprise birthday party today. Oh my God, that's awesome. I hope you have a theme. You're never too old for a theme. I hope you're a doll collector. Hopefully you get some dolls. Yay. Cool. All right, so that is everything that I can think of to say on the movie. And as for the actress, I love her. I did see someone talking about trying to call her blackwashing something. I saw that. I'm like, what? No. This young woman is being an inspiration for young girls of color so that they can feel comfortable and happy in their skin. And that's very important. That's what I am so happy Mattel is creating so much diversity in Barbie so that everyone feels that they are able to have a doll that they can relate to. So enjoy the movie, and I will see you soon. I'm coming live in a little bit later, and when I get my tattoo touched up. So yeah, I will see y'all later. Okay, bye. Is you married? No, I'm not married anymore. Divorced.